Welcome back to another episode of The Weekend Show with Rabia. My name is Rabia Musali. The Weekend Show with Rabia is literally about inviting experts to discuss on how to implement possible solutions, also evaluating outcome regarding Nigeria. On today's episode, I have Chef Hafsat, who is a chef, an expert, and a culinary consultant. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you so much for having me, Rabia.
We're going to be discussing menu development, food safety, and trend in the food industry. Okay, ma, can you explain to viewers menu development, food safety, and the trends in the food industry?
Yeah, sure, I can. Thank you for having me on. This is very, very important for young people to understand, especially people in the food industry. A lot of people just assume that menu development is something that you just whip out on your own. You don't know that there's so much precision and strategy that has to go with menu development. So let's start with that. So menu development, obviously by the name, is developing a menu either for your restaurant or for your business, and this has a lot of categories that you have to, or criteria that you have to check off the box so that you can be able to get a good menu. Now I honestly will tell you that I have gone to restaurants and I have seen their menu and it's all over the place, and I from the menu I can tell that management does not really know what they're doing. But people learn on the job, so I just pray that they hopefully learn. But the three most important parts of a menu is knowing who your target audience are. So audience, I'm using the word audience, but I'm supposed to use the word customers, because consumers, because by your menu you will draw the type of people that want to enjoy your food. Now, if you notice, a lot of restaurants, and the menu development is not only targeted for restaurants, caterers can use it, home delivery people can use it, that people that do online food. There's so many food entrepreneurs that can use a menu. But let's give an example with the restaurant. So with restaurant development, the major three things is knowing who your target is, who are the people that you want to enjoy, that you would draw in to enjoy your food. 1, 2, understanding pricing, because it's from your menu that you know what your price range is going to be like. And the third one is whether the menu is even relevant. Because some people will have some weird things on their menu, and maybe some people want to try, so that there's already a customer base, but then after they've tried it, they're not really going to come back. And then you find that some business owners, that's restaurant owners, will be asking themselves, they don't know why people are not coming in. They don't understand that the menu is not reflecting to the audience that they're supposed to bring in. They're not the ones that are going to eat the food. The customer is going to eat the food. So that is very important, these three things. And this goes all across to any food entrepreneur.
Okay,
now, when they're building the menu, they have to also keep in mind, what is it that is available right now in my country, or what kind of ingredients can I easily get so that the flow continues to go. Do you know how you hate it when you ask for something on the menu and they say it's not available? Yes, that can be so annoying. So all that shows that that's poor menu development, and food entrepreneurs can really learn a lot by creating a really good menu.
Okay, ma, how does consumer demand for healthier option influence menu development?
Okay, so if there's, especially now, so I'm going to switch to a little bit of the trends. Nowadays, trends are healthy foods and a good balanced diet. That can actually reflect on the menu if that demographic of people actually want to eat that type of food. Burgers will still sell. They're not healthy food. Do you understand? But they will still sell. And if a burger joint is selling burgers, it has nothing to do with whatever the trend is, because people will still have that. So that is something, I can't call it a classic, but it's up in that range where it's not changeable.
But do you think there should be more inclusion of fresh fruits, like plant-based?
Wonderful. That's one of the trends now that is happening, the farm-to-table trend, where people have like real good kitchens, and real good restaurants will have their own like mini herb gardens where they actually pluck it in front of the customers and bring it in. I know a lot of restaurants in Lagos do that, even in Abuja here. But those type of trends, they influence menu development, but I have not seen it enough in Nigeria. I see most of that outside the country, but we need more of that, because what Nigerians fail to understand is that our food is one of the best, richest,
nutritious.
Wallahi, we have everything in our soil. We are completely blessed, and we need to be doing more fresh foods instead of imported foods, honestly. So I hope that, you know, anybody that's watching this can take a cue and improve their menu.
Okay.
But that really reflects it.
All
it
right,
helps
but
to
do you
change.
think technological advancement impacts menu development and customer preference?
Customer preference, technological development, in a very minute way, because people will just like what they like.
Yeah, for example, like you know, the online ordering, the food delivery apps,
all
like,
those
do
apps,
they have impact on?
They really don't, because they have it's not like they have impact in the development, but they make people replicate menus, which I find very strange. Now, that's literally what is happening with if you go on those apps, almost everybody is selling the same thing.
Exactly.
What about thinking outside the box? Whatever happened to innovation? That's the whole idea of building a menu, so that you challenge yourself, so that you can make something that is outside the box.
Yeah, for example, like maybe data analytics.
Many of these apps,
they
don't have a lot of variety.
Yes.
And I wish the owners of the companies that are on the apps will be bold enough to build menus that will, you know, vary from different taste buds. I've never opened those apps to see, like, okay, people love taking sushi now in Nigeria. All of a sudden, there's a huge boom.
That
because
thing
of
is
anime.
not nice. I don't like it.
You don't like it? And because
Maybe
of
it's
watching
because
anime. Because
honestly,
of watching
like
a lot of Southeast Asian movies and series and things like that, a lot of Nigerians
the first time I tried sushi,
you
oh
didn't
my
like
god, no,
it.
no, I didn't like it at all. No.
There's a whole group of people that love it.
That was a waste of money, honestly.
Yes, it's quite pricey.
Yeah.
It's quite pricey. It's not supposed to be that pricey anyway. I think the jasmine rice, because it's always important, is pricey. The jasmine rice and the seaweed. But everything else, you can get it locally in Nigeria. And then not a lot of Nigerians like
carrots,
the raw.
yes,
some have the raw thing,
yes.
some don't have the raw thing.
Salmon, no, I don't like it.
And salmon is expensive.
Yes.
So that you never really go online on those type of apps and see something like that. They always stick to one thing, just fast food. Now, like you said, there's a lot of health consciousness happening.
Yes.
Why are they not people on the apps selling salads?
Exactly.
I've never seen any of those, because sometimes I check those apps when, you know, people at home want to order pizza and stuff like that. So I've never really seen anything healthy. That's what I'm saying. So this is an opportunity for people that use or want to, you know, advance themselves in that sphere, to be able to create good menus for this type of apps. It would be life-changing, honestly.
Yeah, can we talk about food labeling and transparency?
Because
that thing is very important.
It is.
You know, like a lot of girls, like some of us, like most of the girls now, we love to go to the restaurant, order food, eat, enjoy ourselves. But I know someone, he does not like eating outside because he does not know the content of that food. Yeah. So can we talk about transparency?
I think what I will do is
I think that will create a trust between the consumers and the producers.
It's going to be very hard for us to create a complete trust, because it's not really coming from only like food entrepreneurs. It's actually coming from manufacturers. Wow. So I will expatiate on that. But coming back to safety, with food safety is really about handling foods. And the major things about food safety is temperature of cooking, so that the food, you know that there are no bacteria in it, or how the meal has been prepared, and making sure that the ingredients are up to par. Now, with this question that you're asking me about the transparency, it's unfortunate, but it has turned out to, before I go into it, let me give you a good example. Just 30th of June, or is it 30th of May? Sorry, 30th of May, just a couple of days ago, the European Union stopped the bringing of American bread into Europe.
Do they use chloroform?
Because they found out that American bread cannot be considered as bread, because the level of wheat inside the bread is less than So they put other additives to
Why
it.
I'm saying this is because I know of a bakery that uses chemical to preserve their own bread.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that it turns out that some of these things that we use in our foods, they're not really what they say they are.
Yeah.
So the transparency doesn't only come from, the lack of transparency doesn't only come from like the food like the restaurants or the caterers or the online food businesses. No, it actually starts from the manufacturers, because you are saying you are buying mayonnaise that's supposed to have eggs in it and vinegar and vegetable oil. But that vegetable oil that you're using, what type of vegetable oil is it? They say, oh, it's canola oil. What is in canola oil? Those type of seed oils are not supposed to be eaten by human beings. If you know, it's true. You have to, when you Google schmoogle and you go online and you find out that canola oil was supposed to be engine oil, your heart will cut. Yes. Human beings were not supposed to digest oils. We're supposed to be eating animal fat. So butter, our manshanu, that is what we're supposed to eat. Our kakide, that is what we're supposed to be eating.
But I heard manshanu, it's healthy.
That's the thing. Manshanu has been given such a bad rep, and butter has been given such a bad rep. Oh, it has cholesterol. What doesn't have cholesterol? Every human being needs a little bit of fat and a little bit of sugar. Yeah. But the thing that God intended for it to digest in a human body is actually nut oils and animal fat. So our nut oils, our coconut, our almond oil, and then seeds like olive oil, that is not the one, not the pomazo that they've added grapeseed oil. Anywhere you see grapeseed oil, that's canola oil in quotes. Anywhere you see canola oil, that's already. So a lot of these oils that they put out and they say, oh, it's vegetable oil, low cholesterol. Wallahi, it's a lie. I know they will come for me, but it's not true.
Wallahi, it's a lie.
It's not true. They're not. They don't. It's marketing. It has nothing to do with your health. All oils in general should be taken in small quantities. Do you understand? Because they disrupt thyroid. And I didn't even know that until I realized.
I suffered thyroid.
Oh, yes, I'm still doing it. I'm still going through it because
I had a surgery, I think.
You see?
Like 9 years ago.
It disrupts our hormones. I didn't know all of this until, and that's me as a chef, and I had to delve into it when I started to try to lose weight, and I'll see other ladies that we're going to the gym with are losing weight, and I'm not losing weight, and I'm wondering what's going on. What's happening to me? Before I now realize that it's thyroid issues and it's hormonal issues, and then you have to start swapping out things that you're eating and then changing oils. And I've seen the drastic change.
And do you know that a lot of women are suffering?
Yes, it's from the food.
Hormonal
so it's
imbalance
not really, wallahi, it's
like
from the
everybody
food.
Is just...
It's from the food, my sister. It is from the food. It's from the sugars. There's sugar in everything. There's sodium in everything. There's trans fat in everything. There is corn oil that is not supposed to be ingested. But do we need to watch
what we eat?
Yes, we do. And it's not really about portion sizes or anything. You have to just watch. Like right now, let me tell you something. A friend of mine, she was on a vegetarian diet, vegan and vegetarian diet, and she was eating vegetables. And throughout, she didn't cheat. She made sure she didn't cheat. Went to the hospital.
For how many months?
She did that for 3 months straight. Okay. I think she only lost like 2 or 3 kg. And the doctor now asked her, are you eating a lot of foreign veggies? And she said yes. He said because
I think
we checked your... No, they have GMO. Oh. So he said we checked your markers. There's a lot of disruptive issues in your, So I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this. But there was a lot of disruptors. And turns out it was because of all those like GMO, those like non-organic tomatoes and non-organic veggies that she was buying. So this lack of transparency doesn't only come from the cooks. Yes. It comes from the manufacturers. Our ingredients are being tainted. Nowadays, what we're advising people is if you have the space or if you have the time, or if you have somebody that can help you watch it, plant your veggies at home. So when it comes to safety and making sure that people are eating the right foods, wallahi, the cooks are limited in that aspect. Anything else with safety handling has to come from them. Their cleanness in the kitchen, making sure the food is cooked through Do you understand? Because there are a lot of bacteria in, especially like meats and chickens and fish.
Yeah.
If it's not cooked properly or it's overdone, they have to be able to check it. I think one of the biggest issue that now we're having, I've seen this because I do a lot of consultation for restaurants. They cross-contaminate. So somebody can be like, they have a fish allergy, but they don't realize that they will be wondering, but I don't eat any fish and I'm having those my ticks and my scratches. They don't know that in the restaurant that they went to, the chopping board that was used for the fish is the same chopping board that was used for the chicken.
For the chicken, for meat.
So, Kinga Akwe problem, there's a problem.
Yeah.
So, those have to be handled. On the 8th of June, that was Friday, right?
Yeah.
Nigeria brought out new terms, which finally was long overdue, brought out new terms for food safety, food handling, and many of these like restaurants and organizations have to adhere to those terms. Now my issue will be, will they actually go around the inspectors and check whether those terms, the new terms they've brought, are going to be they are going to abide by it?
Do they have enough staffs to
That's
do
the
that?
thing.
I think
Can they abide by it?
They should employ
Will it
so
just
many
work only in
people so they
Abuja?
can-
Abuja is not the whole country. What about every other state in Nigeria?
The
Will it
36
actually show there? So those are the questions that we ask. So in food safety, honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10 in our country, I love my country so much, but we are way back. On a scale of 1 to 10, I will give us a 4 because we're still not there yet. There are some establishments that they have food safety and handling on point. I know those establishments, but there are some that if you enter the back of their kitchen, you will never eat there again.
Honestly, do you think restaurants should adopt a strategy for growing demand for plant-based and vegan menu options?
They can, but we don't have a lot of vegan and vegetarians in this country. Reason being is, if people are vegan and vegetarian on their own accord, maybe it's because of health issues,
yes,
or it's because maybe they lived abroad and they saw that it worked for them, and when they came back to the country, they continued it. We are a meat-eating nation. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing at the same time. So if restaurants develop that kind of menu, they have to have room for the people that are meat eaters, because there will be more.
Yeah,
so let's say
sourcing those ingredients.
Sourcing the ingredients might be hard, especially if they want to use the problem that I have with vegan restaurants. I love eating vegan. I eat vegan all the time. My issue with vegan is, if you don't have to eat eggs, why are you eating egg imitation? Why are you eating chicken imitation? Just don't eat it. There are a lot of legumes that have the same amount of protein that animal protein has. So why don't you just stick with it? I get really icked when I see restaurants or people selling, this is chicken actually. The mushroom has been made into chicken and they're making it like a fried chicken. Don't try to imitate animal. Just leave it the way it is. The mushroom should be dealt with like a mushroom and not dumped into like flour and and coated like chicken, and then when you taste it you say, it's not chicken, actually it's mushroom. I find that very pretentious. If you're going to do vegan, just do vegan. Yes.
Yeah, okay, like what advice will you give to the upcoming chefs? We have a lot of chefs now.
Yes, we do.
Almost everybody is a chef now.
Okay, so we have chefs with the coat, and then we do have like chefs, the proper chefs.
Yeah.
So I've said this thing before and I've been burnt for it. Not everybody is a chef, and not all chefs have to go to culinary school to be chefs. You have to have a level of expertise to be called a chef. You just can't know how to make donut and just put a chef at your name. It doesn't make any sense, or you just know how to make cupcakes, and probably the cupcakes are not even the best cupcakes, but because you can do that, you just put chef on your name. That's not how it works. There has to be a criteria to follow. Some people will be cooks. A cook is somebody that can put two ingredients together. Everybody is a cook, but very few people are chefs. So when people
most of all these Instagram chefs are cooks.
I didn't say it, so it's not me that said it. For the first time, it's not me that said it. You'll be calling because a chef is a captain. A chef is a captain of the kitchen. Now, even the captain, there are different levels to being a captain. There's an executive captain, there is a regular captain, there is even a junior or a second duty captain. Isn't that not so? Yeah. So the sous chef is the youngest of all of them. They are the understudy of the main chef. And then that chef sometimes even has an oga, which is the head chef, or the executive chef. So it depends on the bureaucracy of the establishment. But when we're talking about chefs in general, it depends on their knowledge that they have acquired about food gastronomy and how food works. That is what qualifies them as a chef. You can't just know how to put two things together. That doesn't make you a chef. Understanding food and the basis of taste, understanding palates, understanding different techniques of how to extract or cook a meal is what makes you a chef. Those expertise is what defines you as a chef, and not just because you can make a basic meal. That doesn't mean you're a chef.
You're a chef,
so
yeah.
My advice to young people that are coming up that aspire to be chefs is study. You don't actually have to pay for an expensive class to be a chef. I honestly must say that. You don't have to pay for an expensive class, but you can study, you can read. We have the internet now. It's not just for TikToking, it's to read. Yeah. Go and read.
Explore.
Yes, read papers that chefs have presented at world stage conferences about food. Understand all of these things. You don't have to even go for these conferences. They are there on the internet. They are there on YouTube. Just check them out. Watch the whole thing. You will learn a lot. And don't learn from, hi, my name is Becky, what a random girl from Wyoming. No, learn from a proper chef that has been classically trained. You will learn a lot on how you can elevate yourself from just a mere cook or wannabe chef to somebody. Oh, no, it's true. To somebody that actually knows what they're doing. So my advice is study. Yes.
Okay, Ma, can we talk about the trends in the industry, in the food industry?
When I was coming over here for your thingy, I was just thinking about
my weekend show.
Your weekend show, your lovely weekend show. I was just thinking about all the trends that are happening now in this country. So basically, in the world stage now, the trend is more like molecular structure, putting science together with food. They want to see a cloud of this, and they want to see a droplet of that. That's not going to fly in Nigeria. We want to eat and be full.
Proper food.
So some of the trends that I've been seeing in Nigeria is a lot of Asian fusion, which is really good, and especially with Korean food. I don't know, this huge K-pop boom that has been happening has been influencing a lot of the food that we've been seeing these days. I've noticed a lot of that. Another trend that I've been seeing, of course, is like the health. So they're more like health shops, and even there's some health wellness or health stores, restaurants that it's like a fast food. You know the ones I'm talking about. Yeah. You see the food is there, you pick the one you want, and those trends I think they're here to stay because more and more people want to be healthy. Yeah. So that the health trend is really, really good. And I think the one that I like the most is the fusion cooking, the fusion food, where you go to the restaurant and you see a little bit of Moroccan with some Nigerian, some Nigerian ingredients. I love that. So fusion is here to stay. K-pop food is here to stay. Yes, and the health is here to stay. So those are the major trends that I've been seeing, at least especially this year. They're very powerful this year. Kids are enjoying ramen, young people are enjoying it, older people are enjoying it. It's really big. People are actually liking sushi that you don't like.
No, I don't like sushi.
You don't like sushi. So that Asian fusion is really being big. But my problem with trends is, it's not like trends are not good, but my problem with trends is, if you base your menu, going back to the menu now, if you base your menu only on these trends, they come and go. That's why they're called trends. Every time I do any consultation for any restaurant, I always advise them with trends, let them be specials. So that after a while, the specials can go. You don't change that on your major main menu. You just make it a trend, they come and they go. That's what trends are for. So, but I feel those three that I just mentioned, they will stay a while. They won't just, quickly go.
Thank you very much, Mom.
You're welcome.
I think we have come to the end of today's weekend show. Do you have anything to say?
I think since you've given me the platform, I will just say two things.
Okay.
The first I want to say is like I already explained that, I just want to reiterate it, that young people have to study. There's no two way about it.
Yeah.
They have to read about food. They have to understand food history. The amazing thing about food history is once you understand food history, you will be a better chef because you now understand where things are coming from. It will really inspire you to be, so innovative with your cooking, so out of the box, so that, because there are a lot of people that are just similar and replicate what everybody is doing. You find that when you go for all these fairs, one person,
Yes.
the whole of a line, everybody's doing the same thing. You're all doing red velvet, you're all doing chocolate cake, there's so many other cakes that you could do with the basis of cakes that you have. Why are we all doing the same things? There's so many things that you can do, but it's because they're just trying to it's like a replica. They're just trying to copy. I don't want to use the word copy, but I think I have to put it out there. They're just trying to copy. Force yourself to be innovative. It will be to your success. That's the first thing. The second thing I want to talk about is for food entrepreneurs to be bolder. I think they feel, because honestly in Nigeria, blue collar jobs are looked down upon. They still have issues. So if food entrepreneurs don't allow themselves to be looked down upon, no, she's just a caterer. she's just a cook, or she's just a chef. If you make sure that you boost yourself in such a way that you'll be respected by everybody else in any other industry, it will be worthwhile for you as a career.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to call for consultation with Chef Hafsat because she's an expert. Also, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.